Gurudas Haribol all the way from out there. Oh, and our boys are
Hare
back.
Krishna.
Our family's back from Amsterdam. Hare Krishna.
Hare
I think
Krishna.
you all came back from the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Great. And Vasanta, nice to see you all. The tail end of our trip went very well in India. It was just hot and humid. That was the only thing about the south. Otherwise, the performances went very well, and any kirtans and all that stuff was very good. When did you get back from India?
We just got back 2 days ago.
Me? I got back 15 days ago.
Oh, Vasanta, you just got
Yeah.
back 15 days
Yeah.
ago. And Namacharya and the gang, how about yourselves?
Yeah, we just got back 3 days ago.
No, I see. Hope you all had a good trip.
Yes, excellent.
Okay, great. So I'm here back in Toronto. I made a visit to Montreal recently. I have with me Amala Harinam, and he just went for a medical checkup. He's in the room with me. He's smiling like anything. There he is. A little bit of a silhouette there. Let us move along. Look together. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dhanamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Paricharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. We'll go to page 1 of the introduction. Hare Krishna. So whether you're on a jet lag or whether you're not on a jet lag, we're happy to have everyone on board again. Haribo. Om Jnanatimirandasya.
Om Jnanatimirandasya.
Jnananjana Shalakaya.
Jnananjana Shalakaya.
Chakshurun Militam Yena.
Chakshuram Militam Yena.
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
I was
Born in the darkness and ignorance.
When my spiritual master opened my eyes.
And my spiritual master opened my eyes
With the torch of knowledge.
with the torch of knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Right.
Hare Krishna. So I think we're at a golden point here today. Chapter 18, text 66, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yes. Wow. A milestone, Prabhu's really. Okay. Here we start. Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamikang Sharanang Braja Ahang Twang Sarva Papebhyo Mokshashami Machuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Good. So the purport is such that we can get a good number of people to read in there. I suggest slow reading, slow and clear. How about we get 6 people on it and the 7th person can reread the verse. All right? How's that?
All right, so we can start with Dhanraj, Arjun Sakha, Gurudev, Naman, and I don't know, Namacharya and Vidar. What is your name? I don't remember.
Ravinder Sarup.
Okay, Ravindra. And Arjun, are you able to read? And then Vasanta?
I can read.
Yes, please, yeah. And then Vasanta. I think we have 7 now.
Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna. Purport. The Lord has described
various kinds of knowledge and processes of religion, knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Supersoul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now, in summarizing the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjun should give up all the processes that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions, for the Lord personally promises to protect him.
Thank you. Excellent. Next person.
In the 7th chapter, it was said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to the worship of Lord Krishna. Thus, one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to the surrendering process. To such doubt, it is here said that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Sri Krishna, he is automatically freed. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reaction. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living entities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him.
Thank you. Excellent.
The process of surrender to Krishna is described in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa. Should I read that, Maharaj? Or
Oh, I think everybody would love if you did. You get a few extra brownie points for doing it.
Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyatiti vishvaso kopritve varam tata atma nikshepa karpanye sadvidha saranagati. Sorry about that.
Good. That was great. Bravo.
According to the devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principles that will lead ultimately to the devotional service of the Lord. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order, but if by executing his duty one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain.
Thank you very much. Next person.
Anything that does not lead to the perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness should be avoided. One should be confident that in all circumstances, Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna as the only basis for progress in his life. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from all contamination of material nature.
Thank you so much.
There are different processes of religion and purificatory processes by cultivation of knowledge, meditation, in the mystic yoga system, etc. But one who surrenders into Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. That simple surrender into Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all sinful reactions.
Thank you. Very good. Excellent. Next.
One should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attached to the impersonal Brahman vision. Some of them are attracted by the supersoul feature, etc. but one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalists.
Thank you so much. Next.
In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge. And this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics, and devotees are all called transcendentalists. But one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. The particular words used here, ma sucha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless.
Okay, great. And we have one person to just go over the verse again.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. What a jam-packed purport that is. Now, what I wanted to say is a question that I asked the group this morning, those who were conducting the Bhagavatam class, when this verse was quoted, Sarvadharaman Parityaja. So I want to understand from any of you, what is your understanding of Sarvadharaman? Sarva means all. I don't think there's any question about that. What do we mean about the second word, Dharman, religions? And Parityaja means to give up all religions. What really are we talking about here? Let's say I'll ask the question just to elaborate a little bit more. Let's say I'm a Jain. Let's say I'm a Buddhist. Maybe I'm a Baha'i. Maybe I'm a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, etc. Does this verse mean that I should give up my religion and just go to Krishna? And some of you may say, yeah. But what else? I guess what I'm going for is a clarification on the word dharma. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
Hare Krishna, Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Murlidas.
Okay.
I think somewhere I read Prabhupada saying is that from whatever practices you are doing, you can continue doing your duty, but keeping Krishna in focus in your thought process of your duty is where dharma is.
Sure. Yeah, that's acceptable. Good. Anybody else would like to say something on that matter?
Hare Krishna Maharaj and Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
devotees. I think, I've heard, Radhanath Swami say this, and I think other very senior Vaishnavas have also said this, that, when they're, especially during book distribution, that we are not really trying to, stop you from worshipping, Lord Jesus Christ or Allah. All we are saying is that include this chanting or connection with God in your daily practice. And, I heard Prabhupada give a lecture in Munich, Germany, I think 1974. And then he's specifically telling the German people that if you want to replace Krishna with Christ, please do so, and there's no problem. And musically chant it, and you can join us, and you will be able to connect, and you will have a higher transcendental pleasure. So I think we're not really saying that we're just trying to say that this chanting is a process of connecting with God, and whom we call Krishna, because that's the definition of the word.
Okay, great. Anybody else? have some thoughts on the first three words there?
Maharaj, my obeisances, my sense has always been that it's talking about sort of by religion, it's not saying you abandon spirituality or anything. It's talking about, I've always interpreted it to be like about the external, sort of along the lines of the prior comment. It's to the extent the externalities of religion can be an impediment to our genuine spiritual progress. I think that's what he's talking about, like getting hung up on sectarianism or, you know, the particulars of the time, the place, and circumstance of your tradition, getting too focused on that.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else want to offer?
Yes, Maharaj, I would like to add, I think here, the way I interpret it is that there is the concept of the external part. So we're looking at the external dharmas, which we have in society, and then there is this duty of the soul. So I think surrender all varieties of religion, sarva dharman paritajya. So I think it's about more surrendering the frivolous dharmas, the things which are not required, and focusing on the true essence of what we are as a soul, and aligning ourselves with Krishna, chanting the Maha Mantra, and all of that. So I think it's not a question of giving up our responsibilities towards our families or society or whatever, but it's more about doing that. But the focus should be, or like also was said earlier, if you're doing those things, then you also put Krishna in the center, like the difference between the Devas and the Asuras during the Samudra Manthan, where they were doing exactly the same thing. They're both children of Kashyap Muni, but one of them were doing it for for Krishna or for Vishnu, and the others were doing it for their own sense gratification.
Good, yeah. You did hit on something. I'll just, which resonated. Just Gurudeva had something he wanted to say, he just joined us also.
Yeah, so like in like the context actually, like during Krishna's time, there may be like other followers. And like generally when we are worshipping a demigod, we don't believe that there to be like absolute truth. Like in us, we know that, this demigod may not be the supreme personality, but I have to worship, just for material benefit. So like inside we do have that, question mark in our worship. So I think like that is what Krishna is saying, don't be confused, various paths. Like eventually I am the conclusion of everything and just surrender unto me.
Okay, great. Thank you for that's good. May I just step in a little bit and just say that the word dharma, let's expand a little bit upon that. Prabhupada oftentimes translated it as a duty, right? So more so than religion. Religion is not the common word that he uses to translate the word dharma. So dharma means duty or prescribed duties with respect to, if you're leading the life of a Brahmin, okay, you have responsibilities. If you're leading the life of a Kshatriya, you have certain codes you must follow, and so on and so forth. Or if you're a person of the mercantile community, then, you contribute somehow to the economy, the stomach of the body, of the social body, and so on. And there's also duties with respect to being a parent. Parenting is a dharma, right? Or, the, let's say, support that you give to one's spouse. You could commit yourself, you make your promises to husband and wife, or being a daddy or a mummy. These are all duties, But ultimately, Krishna is saying that all of these duties, all of the above, whatever adoration you give to demigods, they're all to be more or less dissolved and come to the point of letting go and letting God take over your life. Some of us are, let's say, moving in the direction of aging. Some of us are maturing. Some of us are in our 70s, like I'm one of those guys in that category. And I am a sannyasi, so I started a little bit early on that surrendering process, at least physically, at least externally. So the idea is to, as we move on in life and we're able to slowly, gradually, let's say, put ourselves aloof from other responsibilities. And even if you use the word retire, that's the word people like to use. Oh, I'm retired now, and I can go places. People get this elation, they get this happiness. Okay, so what are you doing to replace all that busyness that you had before? Well, what you do is you change your mindset. You have to become more mindful of Krishna and all that you do. Some people, when they retire, they get even more busy than before, but they might change their, you know, maybe they'll get involved in charity work and volunteer for this cause and that cause, and that's all fine and dandy. But ultimately, we're supposed to just let it all go, let it fly in the air, if you will, or you can, whatever you have acquiesced, start giving it out, divvying it up to others, and just surrender to Krishna that there's no other, let's say, support that I require. And that's the mood where we want to go. Some people even choose to fast until death, and there's nothing wrong with that. And just say I've done everything. All medical operations are no longer working for me. So the writing is on the wall, and that writing is saying, just let it go, or let it be. So I just want to bring a little attention to that, because that might throw a few people off on the word dharma, religion. It doesn't mean you have to give up your religion, but it means you have to give up external attention. And duty, dharma meaning duty. That sometimes that makes it a little more helpful. All other duties, responsibilities can be given up and redirected. Everything goes to Krishna. Is that okay, Prabhus? And then you don't have to fear. There's no need to fear anymore. Okay, I'd like to open up for discussion, questions devotees may have in regards to what was here, the beautiful purport and the beautiful verse itself.
It's a great explanation, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah. The idea is that you have full confidence that Krishna will protect you. Because like we talk about all Krishna will take care of me, he'll protect me. But I still have to have my insurance policy. I still have to have my car. I still have to have my winter coat, and I have to have an umbrella for when it rains, like all these things that we had it all set up in such a way that I'm fully protected. But truly, in the end, we're supposed to let it all go. Just let it. I don't need it anymore. Arjuna, you want to contribute something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So I'll say just like he protected Prahlad Maharaj, he also says that for those who he's coming to get, nobody can save them, and for those who he's coming to protect, nobody can kill them. So every time before I leave, I also say my Nrsimha prayers. But if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. What can I do? There's nothing I can do. It's my time.
That's right. Yeah, when you get into a car anywhere in the world, your risks are quite high for being injured or to be thrown out of your car and then another vehicle running right over your body and you're finished. You know that. The risk is high, and therefore devotees pray to Lord Narasimhadev, when they get into the car, Namaste Narasimhaya, or have a little, plaque or a little icon of Narasimhadev there to act as a protection shield of sorts. Yeah, but I think that mindset has to be in place, that when you are getting into traffic, anything can happen to you. anything, anywhere. You can walk along one of the canals in the Netherlands, and you're walking away, and you might fall into the canal and drown. You might die from hypothermia or whatever. Anything can you can enjoy. Sitting in your on your most favorite chair in your living room, and a tree can, which is what happened to some devotees in Cleveland. A tree just crashed down on their through the roof. They got insurance money and nobody died. I don't think but anything can happen. We heard about a plane malfunctioning, and he rammed into someone's house, and that was the end of the house, and that was the end of the people inside the house. I guess probably the person who's flying the plane too. Anything can happen, so just have that mindset that today I might go. Today may be the day. I have no guarantee. So this is what I would say most religions teach this, just you got to just abandon all those things that you feel are your protectional measures. Just let it go. There is no security but in Krishna, and particularly in his name. Anything else, Prabhus?
Vasant,
Sorry.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. A few people coming in all at once. Go ahead. Yes, Vaishnavi, I heard your blah, blah, blah first.
I just wanted to thank you, Maharaj,
Oh.
because this is the most convincing and eye-opening explanation of this verse, because I always used to think this meant that give up all rituals, and surrender unto me. Never thought that it really means just give up your worries and, constant clinging to your
Yeah.
desires, your life, etc. Ma shusha, it says, don't worry, just surrender. Thank you so much for this.
Yes, no problem. Masicha means don't worry, have no stress, and everyone talks about stress is what's killing them. Stress leads to so many other diseases, so many anxiety, worry, depression. Depression brings on others' illnesses. There's no, like psychological, physical, mental, everything gets touched when you're very worrisome. But, basically just the idea is to give up these false forms of protection and go for the real thing. Yeah.
Sandamini has her hands up.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's such a wonderful timing that you said the nectar, Maharaj, because I'm actually in Utah, Salt Lake City, attending a conference. And then today I was supposed to take a flight at 2:42 local time, but I got bumped to 12:42 midnight, taking the red-eye flight back home. And I was just telling Haripad Prabhu that, my flight got bumped. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 10 hours. He said, why not you visit Hare Krishna temple in Utah? And so I'm heading over there, Maharaj, right now. I'm heading over there, Krishna's mercy. So anything can happen. Yes, Maharaj, your words are golden. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, thanks to Prabhupada, he's having established centers all over the world.
Yes, so grateful, Maharaj, so grateful.
So it doesn't matter where you go. Like if you travel around, so somebody says, I like to go to McDonald's, I like to go to Tim Hortons. That's what we have in Canada. We have Tim Hortons, Arjun Saka's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about. Or you go to, what's that other one, that place that, yeah. Oh yeah, Subway. Yeah, you go to a Subway.
Starbucks.
Yeah, and it's Starbucks is the one I was thinking. And Subway usually is run by Gujaratis, so they're usually Krishna Bhaktas. Anyways, the point is you go anywhere and you know what to expect, right? So you go into major places, and now it's getting mediocre sized places where we have ISKCON centers, devotees, and you know what to expect, the kind of hospitality you're going to get. At the very minimum, they'll open the door for you. They'll sit you on a chair, give you a glass of water, some gel. And probably there will be some sweet words. So you know, that kind of refuge is, you know, it's expanding all over. And we need to make sure we keep growing like that. And,
Maharaj, if you have a minute, I'm with Prabhuji at Utah Temple.
Please accept my apologies. No, I have met Maharaj in Mayapur.
Oh.
very well. Thank
Yeah.
you. You're in Utah.
Yes. Yes, Maharaj. Let me make my 1 minute. Hare Krishna Maharaj, now can you hear us?
I heard you before, and I can hear you even better now.
What's happening?
So Master
Maharaj,
Cha,
can you
don't
hear
worry.
us?
Yes, but you can't hear me.
Yes. Now I think you can hear us, Maharaj. Hare
Yes, I
Krishna.
can. I heard you in the beginning.
Sorry.
We can hear you, yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
On this verse of give up all your dharma duties, is there like a slight possibility that some people can misinterpret it and not do their duties?
Yes, well, that's a fact. One should never prematurely go to that transcendence. The most important thing is that you may carry on with all responsibilities as before, but now the tall order by Krishna is, hey, don't be so attached to the results, man. You know, just go carry on, do what you have to do. Don't try not to be mechanical about it. Try not to just think in terms of I'll make a lot of money by doing this. It's not about that. You know, the return is more service. The return is more surrender, and just enjoy letting go. And let's say cut the strings that are attaching. And there's so many strings attached. Everyone said, "I'll be willing to do this for you, but I want to make sure that I get my pay, and it shouldn't be what do they call it? Minimum wage. Minimum wage. I'll do all these things for you." Sorry, but millennials do talk like that. And make sure I'm getting something out of it. And what are we getting out of it? It's in the verse. Pretty good deal. And what is Krishna saying? I will take all of your pop, all of your sinful. I'll remove all the karma, clean slate. And then they adds another layer on the cake. Moksha. I'll give you liberation. No more birth, no more death, just eternal fixation in the spiritual realm. And then finally, he says, I mean, to me, it's a final thing. Don't worry anymore. Don't be such a worry wart. You know, when I was on my first walk across Canada, my support guy, his name's Dave Poirier, and he was married. And he felt that I was worrying too much about this and that. I should surrender a little bit more. And he was right. And he asked me, "Are you a Libra?" I said, "Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I am." Well, my wife is a Libran, and she's always worrying about everything. I tell her not to worry so much, you know. Everything was just taken care of. It's all in Krishna's hands, after all, right? So this David was, you know, giving me some, you know, like something I already knew, but he was just reminding me about. So whether you're a Libra or not, just you know, just don't worry so much and take to the surrendering process, which is meant for 10% of the people. Everybody. Good. Any other questions that arises in your fertile brains?
Maharaj, I wanted to ask you, when I mentioned about the external dharma and the internal dharma, you said that I touched on something important.
Yes, because you did say something about the different duties, I forget your words exactly, but family responsibilities or obligations to your employer, all those kind of things. Eventually, we will walk away from them and we'll say, I see no sense in continuing on. I only have my Lord, and that's it. And, the gesture always of surrender, it goes something like this, right? I think you can see me. I give up. I surrender. Yeah. Sometimes it's an uncomfortable word. When it comes to on the battlefield, you may have surrendered people where it raised the, and flap the white flag across. We surrender, but it's a very demeaning or let's say embarrassing position to be in. But when it comes to surrender to Krishna, it's different. If you surrender to the enemy, you know what happens, what they do. They enslave you. They rape you. They don't feed you properly. They'll do all the things that they did to people in Auschwitz, at the concentration camps, Can't trust them, So some people would feel that real surrender means I'm just going to continue on the battlefield. And for Arjuna, he was thinking, I'll relax now. I'll retire. I've been at many wars now. I think it's time for me to, throw in the towel and just relieve myself of further responsibilities. And then Krishna steps in and says, "No, you're not. It's not the right time. It's not the right place. It's not the right circumstance. We need you now. You know." And so that Arjun's surrender was get active. What we're talking about here is if it means getting active, that's what you have to do. If it means, letting someone else take the responsibility, that's it. It depends on the circumstance. But the main thing is to not hold on to these positions, to not hold on to the, let's say, the rewards, whether it comes in the form of dollars and cents or whatnot. Let go, just let go. And I deal with people all the time who are resisting and they want to just hold on to their positions, whether it's philosophical or onto their post. And that you might have to say to someone who's 1,000 years old, I think you've been in that position for a long time now. I think it's better to just remove yourself, open the door for others, and say, no, I've got to be there. They need me, and they feel that everything's dependent on their contributions. So I deal with this kind of thing all the time and say, listen, just you got younger people here. They can do a better job than you. I know it hurts your ego, but you need to step out of the way. And they do have a saying in the army, lead, follow, or get out of the way. I like that mantra. I like it a lot. Lead, follow, or just get out of the way. There's no in between. So we will always follow Krishna, and we should always take the lead, like be the example, show the next generation what real surrender means. And if you hold on to a post, whether it be temple president or you're the president of the United States of America, and people are trying to say, could you step aside, Mr. Troublemaker, Mr. What shall I say, professional agitator, and let someone else take charge. It's very interesting, very interesting. So let go, let God. And who is God? Krishna. Any other points, Prabhus? We have Uddhava wants to say something.
I was just thinking that after your explanation that Krishna has been saying the same things in the start of Bhagavad Gita. Like here he just says it like conclusively, like very clearly, but initially, the chapter where Karma Yoga is just, just surrender or whatever you do to Krishna. Then Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and all those things. So Krishna actually saying the same thing, but here he actually just, just finalizes it.
Yeah, he's giving it's true, because Krishna is very consistent in this process of surrender. And now he's finally, hitting the nail on the head and saying, this is it. Now's the time. If you ever watch Peter Brooks's Mahabharat, what's his name? Duryodhana on the other side says, will they ever stop talking? So the tension is building up, and it's just a time now, to stop talking and start doing, right? Have you ever met people who just, before I really surrendered to Krishna, I want this explanation. I want to know what the manvantaras are. I want to understand what this means, that means, that, and I want to satisfy my intelligence before I surrender. So how long do you want to go on like that with some people? You just want to say, shut up, it's time to be quiet now and start doing something, right? And the answers will come simply by doing. Answers will come to you. Some people are just stalling, that's all. Delaying tactics, that's all. Stalling tactics. We do that quite a lot. We're very good at that. Arjun Saka, you have your hand up.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, I want to ask, you mentioned we shouldn't be hold up on a position. So does that also mean that we shouldn't be satisfied with that position and eager to get to another higher position or a level of surrender?
Okay, could you just simplify it a little bit?
Like, we should not get satisfied with the level of surrender we have at a point?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we should never be satisfied. There's always, we need an itch. We need an itch. We need, Krishna to stir us up inside and say, well, whatever I'm doing right now it's okay, but it's not sufficient enough. I need to surrender more. One of the most beautiful prayers that anybody could script is something like, my dear Lord, I surrender unto you. I know I have a long way to go. My trail is long, my path is long, but please give me the strength to be able to overcome. Yeah, make me strong. Don't give me things that is going to make life easier. You cannot deal with the Lord like that and say, I give 50 years of my life to this mission, I really deserve to have a present, like a reward, like anything. I need my name's under the stars, I need to be, under the lights, and recognition, profit, distinction, adoration is not what I want. So you put all of that to the side. It's just something you don't need anymore. Does anybody here on this call, can you recall what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said about that? Which verse from the Shiksha?
The Trinada Pisuni Chaina.
I wasn't looking for that one.
Nadhanam
Nadaram Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadi Shikami. Does anybody know the meaning of that?
Yes, I know, Maharaj. Dana means not seeking wealth. I'm not seeking beautiful women, nor fame or fortune, I think.
Yes, that's right. I don't need Matajis or, Matajis will say I don't need Pitajis. I don't need followers. I don't need a fan club. I'm not what's it, Taylor Swift or Michael Jackson. I don't need any of these things, and I certainly don't need lots of money. So, in that particular spirit or that attitude, is we, those things are hindrances. They're roadblocks for sure. So, just give me the simple life. Less is more, and more is less. try to apply that kind of mindset. That's what we want to do. What do you think, Namacharya?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I would say that the point of all work is to return to Krishna. When we start, before doing anything, we are starting from the position of being with Krishna. And then when we go off and do some work, then we are accepting a position of temporary separation from Krishna. And so the point of any work is not to get to any destination. It is not to attain a higher position than where we are now, to attain wealth or fame or any of these things. It is simply to finish it and then return to Krishna. And when we think like this, then we can also do the work while remembering Krishna. For instance, a welder who's been welding for all his life, he sees God in his work. When he sees the sparks of the welding flame, he's in those sparks, he can see God. And that's why he gets such great satisfaction. And so we can experience Krishna in whatever work we are doing. And then in this way, we can give it up and we can return to the original position of being with Krishna, and then we can be happy. And so this would be Sarva Dharman Parityaja. So even though we are doing work, we are surrendering it to Krishna because we are seeing Krishna in it and we are seeing the work in Krishna. And in this way, we are giving up all work to Krishna, and then there will be no fear or anxiety.
Good, good. Yeah. A very nice explanation. I really appreciate it. And ever since I saw you in Amsterdam, I thought, oh, here's the guy that can play Lord Chaitanya for us on the stage. Haribol. Okay, now, looking at the verse again, some of our acharyas will explain Vraja, referring to Vraja. It's translated here as go. And, go, but go where? Go to Vrindavan, go to Krishna's abode, go home, back to Godhead. There's no place like home. Dorothy from Kansas City, there's no place like home. Isn't that what she does? She clicks her, ruby red sliver. There's no place, something like that. It's been years since I saw, but the real home is with Krishna. Yeah, that's right. And you can actually be with Krishna and feel totally at home here on this planet, here, serving Guru, serving the mission, Personally, I'd love to come back. I'm not interested in going back to Godhead right now, especially if they don't have any avocados there. I just, I'm happy doing seva here because I'm enjoying it so much. I really like ISKCON, and I love it. Despite the faults, I just love it so much. I look around and I see people are pretty dismal looking, there's not much life in them. And then I look at what I've got and said, wow, sheesh, thank you. I don't know what I did to deserve this mercy. Okay, so I see Arjuna there. He looks like he's really at home right now. Like he's really relaxing. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we want. We want to simply be relaxing, but at the same time serving Krishna. You can do that. Our thoughts are to be with him. Just remember the shloka from last week. Isn't it? Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mang Namaskuru. We must be always thinking of the Lord. That is a primary seva for us. Primary. And then you cultivate your love for Krishna because, as most of you recall, like we're going to the tail end of the Gita, constantly Krishna saying, this is the most confidential knowledge. Okay, if that's it, we don't need to hear any more. But then later, he uses the phrase again, this is the most confidential. So if we go back to like the terms of Sambandha Abhidheya Parayojana, it's the relationship, the cultivation with Krishna that's really important. It's the end. That you'll do anything for the relationship. The rasa is the most important. So love God, love God, and love Dog less. I've come to think of it, there's no dog avatar. So. I'm sure on some Purana we might find it there. Okay, so anybody else has something they'd like to say on this primary verse? Okay, then what I think we should do.
Raj, I have just a little comment. So if we do a work that's not directly connected to the mission, like say somebody is a clerk in a big supermarket and is selling fruits or whatever, or is a cashier, then so we know that the money that I get at the end of the month for this type of work can partly go to Krishna for the mission. But we cannot really like or love the work that we are doing. Is that the case?
No, I understand that. We talked about this before, but I think that say like you are, so you're working at a supermarket, right? And you're getting a salary and so on like that. So one mindset is, hey, I get some money, I get to go, I get to go to the bar this weekend. That's one thing. But the other mindset is that I'm earning this money so that I can take care of my body, which is not my body, by the way, it's Krishna's body. I'm earning this money to take care of my family, my kids, my spouse, who belong to Krishna, by the way. They don't belong to me. I'm just looking after Krishna's children here, but they're not mine. And everybody knows that. They're like even children, they're not yours, especially at age 13, 14, somewhere in there, already the signs are there. I don't own that anymore. They'll let you know clear and simple. I'm on my own, I'm myself, I don't, you'll get told in different ways. The rude awakening, rude awakening comes through that nothing belongs to you, but they all belong to Krishna. You even have to let your kids go. You have to surrender them. Okay, they're married now. Okay, I surrender. I give. At a marriage ceremony, that's what you do. You kind of give the children away. They're not yours anymore. That mood of surrender is put into practice throughout life. Good. So why don't we do the takeaways? Mother Vaishnavi, can you help us with that?
Yes, Maharaj.
How many people wanted to take a pizza away? Yeah.
Start with
Well, why don't we take out something more delicious than that? What is it that we've learned? What little nuggets are you getting? What little donuts are you getting out of this discussion we had today? Just what would they be from everyone? Should we give you 4 words or 3 words? 2 words or 1? Vaishnavi, you should decide. I'm not going to put a quote on this. Take forever.
4.
4 words are okay? All right. But 4 words it is. Who's the first one?
Arjuna, you want to go first?
Sure. Let go and let God.
Okay, Jai Ho.
Nantasesha Prabhu, do you want to go next? Arjun Sakha? Arjun
Do
Sakha?
not hold long.
Could you say that again? It wasn't so clear.
Do not hold long.
Do not
Hold long.
Do not hold on. Okay, do not hold long. Okay, yeah, let go. Gotcha.
Haripad?
Dharma and Krishna Seva.
Okay, all right, nice.
Guru Das.
Surrender by cutting attachments.
Nice. Nicely put.
Jaiman. Would you like to say? If not, Murali.
Hold to Krishna's feet.
Hold on to Krishna's feet. Good. Very, very nice.
Namacharya and family.
Surrender your dharma to Krishna.
Surrender dharma to Krishna. Yes. Very nice.
I would say, don't be scared, homie.
Okay. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Follow me. Okay. 5 words. Oh, yeah. That's good. Good.
Nina.
Hey, can you hear me? My phone is dying now.
Well, you're not dying. Go ahead.
Don't worry, surrender to Krishna. It's 5 words.
Okay. So, yeah, I have one. Don't be a worry wart.
Yes, don't worry, surrender to Krishna. That's it.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah.
Sankalpa.
No avocados in Goloka.
Real surrender. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Damini.
Krishna is our only savior.
Krishna is our only savior. Nice. Beautiful. Bravo.
Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.
Vasanta.
There's full faith in Bhagavan.
Have full faith in Bhagavan. Very nice. Okay.
Purna Chandra.
Put Krishna in the center.
Put Krishna in the center. All right.
Ritam, I forgot your name again.
Ravinder Sarup.
Surrender the true independence.
True independence. Okay. All right.
Dhanraj.
All Dharma for Krishna.
All Dharma for Krishna. Very nice.
I think we are finished with everyone.
Well, we've got 2 people here. Don't forget about us.
What about you, Vaishnavi? Have you
Don't forget
spoken?
Canada's important. And we'll never be the 51st state, just to let you know. Okay.
For me, it's always be Krishna conscious.
Always be Krishna conscious. Okay, great. And then we have Amala Harinam here.
Krishna knows what's better.
Krishna knows what's best. Right? All right, I think that's good. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week for getting together. I'm not sure where I'm going to be, but wherever we are, it'll be somewhere in North America, so it should be easy to be in touch with you. All right.
Maharaj Dandavat Pranams, this is Haripad. I need to talk to you about your visit to Cleveland Yatra and New Jersey Yatra and Columbus Yatra, Maharaj.
Well, I'll tell you off the bat, I am going to the New Vrindavan program.
Right.
And, for that first weekend. So, yeah, we can certainly talk
This
about
one, no?
Do you have time?
No. There's some things I committed myself to.
Okay.
So maybe tomorrow?
Morning, early morning?
Sure. Try me.
Okay.
Try me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Bol.
Krishna,
Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna Vaishnavi Mataji. Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.